I've been tinkering around with computers ever since I was a kid. I made my own computer using components I bought from the market, and I have my PC ever since class 8, which was made by me. I've been dabbling with programming. I go to Code Chef and Code Academy, and I learn different programming languages. I went to Udemy and taught myself how to use Python. I went to edX and did this brilliant course called CS50X by Harvard University, which is available on edX. I'm like, wow, this kid is really interested in computer science, as opposed to someone else who just came in and said, I had it in school, so I want to do it later on. It's good you had it in school and you want to do it. But having done these other courses, your knowledge and obviously your interest is showcased. And the college would love to have you on there, even if you have scored less in other aspects. Your academics may be less than that person who might not have done these courses, but the fact that you've competed in hackathons and online code competitions, etc., and the fact that you've done these courses would help you. So this will, I mean, as Sanjeev's question, to answer that, it will really help you to showcase an interest in those particular areas. Beyond that, many universities look at other parts of your applications also. What else do you do beyond academics? Extracurricular involvement, co-curricular involvement, debates, MUNs. Are you interested in sports? If yes, what do you play and what level do you play? Are you into music? If so, have you been doing something at a competitive level, or have you been taking those examinations of different levels? Have you been performing solo on stage, etc.? So at what you're doing and at what level you're doing would be very important. And that's what we mean by overall profile or a holistic look at a student. That is that the college is going to look beyond your academics and look at everything else that you might have done to showcase your ability and say, oh, we really want this student on campus because he's going to be the one who's going to form this community, society and club and organize events for us. So your participation and other things also become important. Yeah, I hope that's clear. Sanjeev, is that what you wanted me to answer? Great. Yes, PD sir.
Very well answered, Nirmal. And students, when Nirmal was talking about how certifications will make a difference, even UGC is making a departure here, where if supposing you have say 20 credits in a program, UGC says 20% of those credits can be online courses. Okay, so there are a lot of changes that are happening. Okay, and also when Nirmal talked about how you could be helpful to people or marginalized sections of society or people who are suffering. These are all very practical examples where not only you could work, all right, and not everything comes from a perspective of this is an internship. This is a great work and a new skill, and of course will generate a lot of empathy in you. Okay, and this will help you a lot. All right, great. Now let's talk about two other things because I picked up a couple of questions here. One question was a +2 with arts, suggest me courses, okay, further on. Now, please understand arts can be, it can be political science, history, one combination, economics, maths, another combination, geography, geography and maths, one more combination, and it can be sociology and psychology. Okay, so if you're an art student, there are many career options. Now let's go back to the conventional that we know. Okay, so like law, teaching, being a historian, looking at political science, and then law and civil services. These are stuff that all of us know. But how about content writing? Okay, how about UI and UX design? How about designing from a footwear to jewelry to product design? Let's talk about human rights, public policy. All right, let's talk about health, fitness. Also coming from a geography and a maths combination perspective or an economics perspective. How about business administration? How about MBA? How about CFA? Can you do all these programs? Absolutely. So all the hospitality sector. So when you talk about arts can also mean hundreds and hundreds of career options. Okay, so I've just answered your question. I'm sorry, I'm giving you a 30,000 feet answer, but for you to, because I have no idea what your subjects are, what combinations are you looking at, what is your profile or what is your background. Okay, now I'm just picking up another question from Mr. Arijit Paul. He says it's an offbeat question, that's why I'm taking up. Currently, due to COVID-19 issue, a lot of students could not be able to cope up with their school studies since they don't have much of net connection. Do you think school session will be postponed for a year? My first answer will be no. All right. It's not like this year, 2020. However, all of us want that 2020 should not come like after 12. Straight away, people have 14. They don't look at 13. So maybe from 2019, can we go to 2021? No. The year will stay. The boards, whether it's CBSE, state boards, ISC board, they will like to continue. However, what all can happen? We could have a kind of a schedule tuning. We could have smaller curriculum. Okay, we could have that. We could have another method of engagement. We could have online exams, but somehow exams and continuity will happen. Why? Because imagine if you remove this 1 year, how do you connect senior secondary, or how do you connect school education to higher education? So there'll be a huge problem. So one is, in the best possible scenario, whether you have net activity, you have books or not, somehow, maybe somehow you will have to kind of go through the grind. All right. And the continuity has to be maintained, but in a new avatar. Okay, maybe dilution of the curriculum, or dilution may not be the right word. Maybe deletion, subtraction, whatever, whichever way they will do it. However, worst possible case, what if things don't happen? Okay, let's say worst, if the system goes haywire, then they will have to move to online, or maybe schools will have to conduct some tests and give you this thing. But this can happen for all the classes except 12th class. Why? Because 12th class, please understand, it is school and board's prerogative to give some sort of access to higher education for them to evaluate the students. Okay. So therefore, if you're a junior class or a 8th, 9th, 10th, I could still move you to 11th. 11th also, we could move you to 12th. 12th, something has to come up. So my request is, students, instead of thinking this year will be removed, something will happen, you will be rescued, please don't do that. You focus and you study, thinking that the world will be sticking to a normal. However, if things change, then it will change for everyone. But I don't want you to be left out just because you're praying, oh my God, no studies this year, okay? So don't do that. Now, next, few important areas here, which I would like to discuss before I hand over to Nirmal. Nirmal, there is a student who's saying, I have that NIT Durgapur, okay, the master student. So he will need your support there.
I've seen that. I'll answer it.
Yeah, great. Now talking about what are few things which are within your control. Why? Because I've been told that we are talking to a large audience, which is a 12th class audience going to join universities. So 5 or 6 points for you, quick points. Number one, please understand that right now the entrance exams will be happening in July and August. So my request will be, prepare well. If any one of you, few of your board exams are left, please make sure that you prepared well, because even a one exam can make a difference in your overall percentage. Okay, so don't let it go. Next, on an average, out of 24 hours in a day, how many hours can I study? Without putting too much of pressure on yourself, anyone can utilize. Imagine if you were to go to school, 6 to 7 hours of school, few tuitions. So anything between 7 to 10 hours is doable. Now, why have I taken 14 hours out? Please understand, 14 hours meaning sleeping, resting, taking care of your health, bonding with your family, your friends, doing household chores, everything, and taking an afternoon nap, relaxing a bit, taking short breaks every now and then, because your emotional and mental and physical well-being is very, very important. All right. Nirmal also talked about a huge unfortunate upset or an incident that all of us came across. It is very important, if you are in trouble, if you think your emotions are overwhelming or the condition is overwhelming, my request to all you fellow students is, remember one thing with folded hands. Circumstances can never, definitely circumstances can be adverse, odds can be stacked against us, but human being has the power to override any circumstance. So my request to you is, we are more powerful. It's just difficult times that we come through. Suddenly the odds become very overwhelming and we think there is no tomorrow. But please understand, if you just survive, sleep over it, tomorrow you may not feel that bad and that new feeling will come in. Okay, it's just a difficult phase. So my request is, it's uncertain, it's difficult, it's ambiguous, but you can all see through this. Okay, so prepare well, take, and at a lot of times when you're doing this online reading, your eyes could hurt. Take rest, put some eye drops, ask your parents for the regular home remedies. This could help you. Okay, and just kind of, and motivation is not like, when we say stay motivated is not like you've taken a pill and this pill will last 2 months. Sorry, even if you take a pill for motivation, it will last only few hours or a day. Again tomorrow you'll have to come back and say, okay, another day, I'm going to see through it. So every now and then you will need to motivate yourself, because if you give up, there is no one who can help us. So you have to pull that from within you. Okay, next. Yeah, Sanjeev, you've been wanting to say something, please.
Yeah, please throw some light, because in the new normal, a lot of careers have completely changed. The choices which students had before, they've become confused that in the new normal, what kind of career choices they should go in for, because careers have changed, the way people looked at careers have changed. So can you just think, because they're going to be there in a new world, which we call as the new COVID, post-COVID new normal. So please throw some light on how they should, react to because there's so much of jargon and there's so much of overload and confusion that these poor people who are passing out this year especially are extremely, extremely, extremely confused.
Okay, I'll share it, and then I'll hand over to Nirmal to let's listen to his perspective. See, let me put it in a different way. So a lot of us crib and scream and shout that our kids are suffering because it's online, too many webinar, everyone is giving webinar. Okay, let's go back to December or January. Did we used to have webinars? No. What did we used to have? Instead of webinars, we used to have live programs. Instead of doing classes here, we used to go to school. Instead of workshops on webinars, we used to have face-to-face workshops. So sorry, nothing has changed. It's only the medium has changed. You used to, affairs would have conducted their exhibition in the skating ring or whatever that arena they used to conduct. So what is the difference? You are now not sitting in a car and eating your whatever rolls and going to them and talking to them and moving around. Definitely you can't move around. So please move around in your house. So I'm just trying to tell you, what has changed? Nothing has changed. It's just that I used to do this way. Now it's the other way. Okay, right? It's almost like the medium has changed. Now people are making it a big deal. I get it. This is uncomfortable. Please understand, my dear friends, students and parents, change is always uncomfortable. Change, the mere name of the change is uncomfortable, but we will adapt. Now, let's say few days back, we had 200, 300 cases in the entire country, and we were like locked down. No one can even look out of the window. Today, there are 3 lakh cases, and all of us are like, we'll deal with it. I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's scary, but eventually we'll have to deal with it. So number one. Number two, to his question, will careers suddenly, so it's not like there is too much of trash going out in the market. Suddenly every career will change. Tell me what will change. It's not that overnight chartered accountancy will disappear. Tax people will not be required. It's overnight hospitality. Definitely hospitality has taken a hit, but it's not like you will demolish all hospitals or the hotels. You will demolish all the restaurants. We would need, one day we will go and have those kusum rolls or go to the dhabas. Those will come back. But it's just that there is going to be a lull. So please understand where these sectors, yes, there'll be few sectors which will face a huge burden. Yes, there'll be few sectors, for example, health, pharma. There will be changes. For a lot of times, countries never spent that kind of money on the health infrastructure. Infrastructure will have to improve. Health will have to improve. Technology will bring about few changes. Definitely changes will happen, but it's not like overnight careers will disappear. Yes, careers will have, what you call difficult times. Difficult times will happen. So my request, as my dear friend Nirmal talked about, please embrace technology. You can't run away from it. I'm sorry, you can't run away. But please also understand, when we talk about technology, when we talk about the Amazons and the Flipkarts, ultimately it is our the Kiryana Dukan, is that mommy papa shop. That's the one which saved us, which got us groceries back to our houses. So please understand, each has its own relevance. It just depends upon a phase. Okay, so it's not like careers will be demolished. Yes, there'll be trouble and concern, and many new careers will definitely come up. Okay,